We're now joined on the phone line by the Wizards radio play-by-play voice, Dave Johnson, as the Wizards season tipping off tonight against the Bucks. Dave, how are you today, sir?
I'm fired up because we're back on WRNR. We've been together since the 90s. I mean, we're talking, this is my 29th season, and our relationship, the Wizards, and connecting with folks in Martinsburg goes back longer than I have been broadcasting the game. So it's a good thrill. We're in Milwaukee, and they've got a very good team. Just coming back from the morning shoot, we've got a young team, and we're gonna just put on a show, and we're gonna fight, and we're gonna compete every night. That's what we did, quite frankly, last year, and we expect more of the same. But on an elevated level, this team is growing with a young. And I do mean young. If you take our top 10 players, you leave out Chris Middleton and C.J. McCollum, the average age is about 20.
That was the first thing I was looking at as well. Only 3 guys on the roster above the age of 30. You just named 2 of the 3. The other one, Anthony Gill. How much growth, though, have you seen from the team so far?
Well, I mean, guys that, for example, Keyshawn George, really looking for him to just continue what he started last year. I mean, we had, and this is significant, we had 3 players on the NBA Rising Stars game in the All-Star weekend. Alex Sarr, Bilal Coulibaly, and Bob Carrington. And Keyshawn George, if his trajectory, I like to use that word, had started a little bit earlier before the All-Star game, I think he would have been there. And he played with Team Canada this summer at FIBA Americas, and you can just, he's still a young guy, but he doesn't seem, these are young guys that are becoming young men. And you're seeing it both on and off the floor, quite frankly. But I expect him to step up. We've seen already Alex Sarr, who had a significant rookie season. He looks like a, dare I say, different player. That might be a stretch, but it's fun. This is what's fun now, and I think for hardcore Wizards fans or Wizards fans, this is where people, it's almost like you can't wait to see what's next. Well, what's Bob Carrington going to look like in December? Because this is a team of opportunity. There are agents around the league that want to place their young players here, or they want their young players drafted here because they're going to play, and they're going to grow, and that's the disadvantage of being a young player. You get drafted by a good team. You have the benefit of a winning team, but you're not really getting a lot of experience, and so at some point that's going to change with the Wizards, and that's the goal, is to who out of this group is going to become a superstar. We believe there are players on this roster that have the qualities to be that. We don't know who that's going to be yet, but that's why we're showing up here on October 22nd to get this going.
Looking at where the Wizards are now, it feels like there was a long stretch of Wizards fans being frustrated with how the roster construction and building of a team went, but it feels like we are entering a new era now with Travis Schlenk and the rest of the front office, where they are putting together a nice roster full of young, talented players. From your perspective, what is it like here in 2025, seeing the direction of the Wizards and where they're heading, trying to build themselves up slowly but surely?
That's a great question. I mean, they've been very transparent that we're going to have to not necessarily take steps back, but we're going to have to grow, and so that means we're going to have to, and which is what they did. They as you just mentioned, there's only a couple of guys that are veterans. You can't have an entire college team out there, but you're going to start, and you're going to acquire. I hate to use the word, they're human beings. I hate to use the word the assets, but you acquire young talent. And from that field of talent, and you have to draft well. It's not as simple as okay, we're going to be bad. You don't be bad and then become good. You have to build the right culture, and I know it's an overused word, but it means something. And Will Dawkins, our general manager, said, it's not about one or two or three building blocks. It's thousands of building blocks. It's about everything and how this franchise conducts itself, and that becomes it's happening already. As I said, young players want to come here. They feel like if I'm a young player, something is happening here. And once Oklahoma City celebrated an NBA title last year, this is a page right out of their book. They went through some tough seasons, but tough seasons because these young guys. It's anybody's job. How do you really get better? You do it with reps and real reps. You can practice till you're blue in the face, but it doesn't happen unless it's in real game competition. And so this is not about tanking. And I always say the perfect example of that is our final game of the last year. We won on the buzzer beater against the Miami Heat on the road. This is, to me, exemplifies this team. I mean, think about the scenario. It's April. It's game 82 of an 82-game season. The Miami Heat are getting ready for the playoffs. We're getting ready for vacation. Guys could have, it's human nature. Think about your last day of school growing up. I know that was my best study day, and your mind is like, I'm almost to the beach. Instead, we win a buzzer beater. And that's because, and again, it gets back to there's only 400 jobs in the NBA, players. 500 jobs, maybe. They want one of them. They want one of them, and they know that each night, they better appreciate it because there's another crop that's ready to take their place.
So we're joined by Wizards play-by-play voice Dave Johnson, who you can hear tonight as the season tips off in Milwaukee. 7:45 pregame coverage, 8 p.m. tip. Give us your kind of headline notes as you get ready for tonight's game between the Wizards and the Bucks, Dave.
Well, I think, everybody saw that Chris Middleton is coming back to where he had such great success in the Milwaukee Bucks. You know what? He's kind of an example of our perfect veteran. Here's a guy who actually came up through the G League and ended up, being part of a championship team. And so it's a great role model for our team. So I think it's going to be, the headline tonight is right out of the gate. You get, Giannis and a Milwaukee Bucks team that is poised to compete in the Eastern Conference right now. So it's no ease into the season. You're on the road. It's their opening night. You're going to be tested right from the beginning. I'm excited to see the continued growth of some of the players I mentioned, especially Keyshawn George. I think he's going to be a player to listen for, that he kind of was under the radar last season behind Alex Sarr and Bob Carrington. They're going to continue to improve. And again, Alex Sarr was the number 2 overall pick when we drafted him. So, he's going to be a player to watch because we're already seeing him finish stronger around the rim. He's again, this is a part of when you have these guys this young, they're still growing, for goodness sakes. So, part of it is wow, wait till we see what happens when their body is actually a real man's body as opposed to, a teenager's body.
I know we got to get you out of here in just a minute or two, but I'll ask you just quickly, what do you feel like will be the impact of those, even if there's not many of them, the veteran players like McCollum and Middleton?
Well, already we're seeing it. I mean, Middleton, just been talking to him. Again, here's a guy that had to come through the G League. It's essentially, for people that don't know, the NBA's minor league. C.J. McCollum is a guy that is we've already seen it. I mean, he can score in his sleep, but he can do that because of his habits. The reason Anthony Gill is still on this roster, amazing. He's a guy that doesn't play a few games, and he's asked to play a certain role. He plays it, and he produces, but he's also the hardest worker. So, that's everything that the team is doing right now is intentional. It's when you have veterans that surround these players, the younger players, if you will, it's that day in and day out habits that'll make a difference. And those are the quality players we have on this team. Reminds me when we had Paul Pierce in the middle part of 10 years ago. Same thing. You get certain veterans in this league, and right away they make a culture difference. They don't have to say anything. It's just how they conduct themselves.
Dave, thank you for the time as always. Appreciate it, and have a good call tonight.
I thank you so much for the time. And again, when I say that time, it's decades now with WRNR. So appreciate what you do.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yep.